Hey ho, YouTubers. I don't know how to really start this, but I wanted to sort of come up with a way to include my family on my YouTube channel and also make it so they could be or feel comfortable with their input. So I've asked each of them to come up with some questions for me to answer. And yes, I was just reading off my mini iPad, but that's because, well, my mind doesn't enable me to remember these things. So, all right. I'm going to miss the first one for now because I do have a favourite saying, and there used to be one that my mother used to always laugh at, especially in her last, say, 6 months of life. But I'm going to skip that for now and hoping that along the way I'll remember what the saying was. Wow. So the second one is, which I find it quite amusing, is what are the 4 things you've learnt in your 60 years of life? That's a very, very good question, but unfortunately I can't answer that because, well, I haven't learnt anything in my 60 years of life. But what I have learnt in my 45 years of life is that you need to have patience. Patience in every aspect of your life. Since I've gotten a lot slower with my life, not being able to do things, not being able to just jump in a car and go down the shop and, you know, get a trolley load of groceries and bring it back and do all that within a half an hour. Instead, it takes 2 hours. So patience, I'd have to say, is one of them. Act diverse, be diverse. How else can I say that? Diversity in life is something that is going to cull your boredom. You know, at the moment, let me put it this way. My marriage at the moment is very dull. It's boring. And if both people in the marriage would accept that there's different types of diversity in this world, I think we'd both understand that with marriage comes change, not just with each other, but with marriage. So I really, so that would be my second thing, basically. My third thing that I've learned is how quickly my children change and grow. I have one child now who's 11, and I don't have another child anymore. I have a young adult. And although we had a lot of arguments when she was a teenager, she still has feelings, she still has emotional emotional tags and feelings, emotions. She still likes to feel, how can I put it? I guess what I'm trying to say is the third thing is it's a bit like diversity. It's accept people for who they are and accept the changes that they are going through in life. My daughter's been living with us for the last, I don't know, maybe year and a half. She has helped me out dramatically in a hell of a lot of things, not just physically helped me, but emotionally as well, and financially. She's actually aided me as well. So I guess that's the third thing. The fourth thing would be love. don't forget love in your life. Love is it can be a very emotional thing, and it does bring the thought of tears to my eyes, but you know, it is one of the 10 commandments, love thy neighbor. And I think that's a great commandment to sort of go with. I mean, you just don't know who your neighbour is. You just don't know who your family member is. You just don't know what's going to happen to yourself or any other family member, you know. So love, I've learned that love is another important thing not to sort of let go too easily. And part of love is, I believe, is loving someone is forgiving them as well for their rights, you know, for their rights and their wrongs and their developments and things like that in life. So they'd be my 4 main things that I have learnt in life, and that's in my 45 years of life. Smarty pants, I can guess who put that down. 4 things you've learned in your 60 years of life. Well, if I look 60 to you, can you comment below and also list your address, because I'll send someone your way to give you a nice little slap across the face. No, I won't. I'm not that stupid. I still don't know what that favourite saying was, and I used to say it all the time. And my mother used to always, it used to make her giggle and laugh, actually, because I always used to say it. What is the favourite thing to do in your spare time? Make videos in my spare time. This is number 82. And to be honest with you, tomorrow it'll be 83 and the next day 84. So it's not really a favourite thing to do, because I don't really have a favourite thing to do at the moment, because I'm quite bedridden. I do get out, don't get me wrong, I do get out of the house, but I am quite bedridden. So, I mean, I could probably say my sleep is my favourite thing to do, but that wouldn't really be too honest, would it? So, no. My favourite thing to do in my spare time would be to make YouTube videos, in the hope that they educate people with pain, depression, anxiety, family life, drama, you know, things like that. So, where is one place you'd like to vacation? Oh my God, where would I like to vacation? I mean, I've been to Samoa, and I guess because it was such a bad experience, I don't really want to go back there. And it's not really something that the family can participate in. Like, the family would all go their own way. Like, my husband would go to his friends and they'd probably drink and be merry and be happy, while my daughter and my son and myself would probably just go off and explore. So it wouldn't really be there. I'll put that question on hold for a minute. What is your favourite colour? Purple. My favourite colour has always been purple. And to be honest with you, it's my favourite colour, but I very rarely wear the colour. So, how tall am I? I'm 173 centimetres. What is your favourite meal? Do you know, I don't know what it would be at the moment. My favourite meal, it would have to be a Hungry Jack's thick shake. I think, but it's a meal, and that's not really a meal, is it? That's just like a quencher or a afternoon thing. My favourite meal, I've craved lately roast meals, like roast lamb with roast vegetables. So perhaps that could be my favourite meal. What's your favourite colour? I said that. How tall are you? What's your favourite meal? What is your zodiac sign? It is an Aries. It's a ram, I believe. Do you think you embody your zodiac sign, and why? Well, yeah, I think I do embody my zodiac sign. And why do I feel that way? A ram is sort of, how can I put it? Not guarded. Very expressive, argumentative. It's very much like a Taurus. In actual fact, Taurus and an Aries, they clash quite a bit. So, do you think the convenience of technology is worth the loss of privacy that comes with us? Do you know, that is an absolutely beautiful question, because I'm from the old-fashioned era where change comes, I believe people should have a great say in what happens to this change. I recently completed a business degree majoring in human resources in workplace health and safety. So I wanted to bring a bit of the old-fashioned back into the workforce, but it was very, very difficult because legally there's a lot of issues that come into play. But yes, the convenience of technology, it is definitely worth it, but definitely not worth the loss of the privacy that comes with it. But bearing in mind, don't forget, I mean, I'm speaking about YouTube. You know, the phone I've got in front of me at the moment that's talking for me. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the paparazzi who try and photograph, you know, the Queen of Bloody Sheba type of thing. But I mean, you're in public. I know you don't have a say with what you're born into, but unfortunately you do have a say of, you do have choices and choices in life. And if it was your choice not to, not to allow technology to, you know, spy on you, then, you know, I think you need to do your best to perhaps keep out of the way of the paparazzi. But, you know, it's not as simple as that. It's surely not as simple as that. So let me rethink that question. Do you think the convenience of technology is worth the loss of privacy that comes with it? I don't believe the privacy that comes with it and the loss of it is worth it. But I also agree that with YouTube, for example, with Facebook, with Twitch, with all those social networks, it's your choice what you put up. If my family don't want to be in a YouTube vlog or video, that's their right. If I film out in the public, I make sure that, especially where children are concerned, I blur out the background. If I'm filming and someone walks behind me and waves, well, quite clearly they understand that I'm obviously on a video, and they are too. So, you know, it's a very good question, and one that's very hard to answer. But as I said, I'm from the older fashioned way where if changes are made, very much the case would be people have a choice in what this change is going to happen and how this change is going to happen. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way anymore, fortunately. So you might work for a company, they might say to you, yep, I'll guarantee you 24 hours a week, but then 2 or 3 pays down the line, you got 17 hours. I know a company that does that now. So it's difficult. It's difficult. And it's very hard to enforce things on people and to sort of, you know, teach them a lesson, because this particular company isn't learning a lesson either by doing this to their staff. Okay, what is something that can't be taught and can only be learned with age? Wow, that is a good question. What is something that can't be taught and can only be learned? Okay. All right. I'm going to get back to you because my family is standing outside the door and I hear them being very hungry. So I'll think about the last 3 questions and I'll be back to you. I'll be back shortly. Until then, stay tuned, subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and I would appreciate a thumbs up.